World Cup at the end of the year, mate. Are you excited?
Yeah, buzzing. It's creeping up on us really quickly now, and obviously we've got the group stage in London, basically like
It's your back garden, isn't it?
my back garden, yeah. So that's exciting to have hopefully loads of family and friends there. So
7,000 people can get in Copper Box.
yeah,
And I think they sold like 4,000 tickets already as well.
yeah, be the biggest crowd we've played in front of.
Yeah. And a home crowd as well.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, really exciting.
Yeah, mate, I'm really excited as well. I feel like we both went to France, didn't we? Did you go to France?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2019.
Yeah. And we didn't really have many crowds over there then. Like a couple of people here and there, but I feel like. But they made a bit of a difference, didn't they, having those Friends fans there like shouting. So I feel like it's going to be a big difference having like 7,000 or 6,900 and some English fans just screaming for us and supporting England. I think it's going to be a big one. Home World Cup, isn't it? It's exciting.
Yeah, it'd be huge.
Obviously, the World Cup got delayed 12 months. Got delayed to 2022. How's it affected you? Like your prep?
Obviously, at first you're disappointed, didn't you? But we got to look at it as a positive. We had 12 more months to prepare, and I think to get physically and mentally prepared for another 12 months for a World Cup is probably what we all needed against current world champions, and we need all the time and preparation we could get to be in the best place to beat France at the end of the day. If we get to the World Cup final, that's what we'll be aiming to do.
Yeah, I think I were raging when it first got moved, but we all were, weren't we? Because we worked so hard, we put so much effort in. But it's weird. I felt like last year I was where I needed to be, and now I'm fitter and stronger and better than I was then. Yeah. But back then I thought I was like there, and then I've an extra year kind of in the bank training wise. I feel like it's done me the world of good. I feel fitter, faster and stronger than I did last year. So the preparation for me has given me an extra year to really train on the things I needed to train on.
Yeah, especially with the domestic league we've had this year. It's been intense, and we've had higher, aggression and lots of physical games to prepare for that World Cup as well.
Yeah, we're playing a lot of games. Mid-season international against France. How important for you, mate? And do you think the team as well were important to win that, to beat the French?
Yeah, it's massive. Obviously, we'd have liked to have their full squad in front of us, but they was missing some 3 or 4 key players out of their squad. But we played the team that's in front of us, and we put on a great display. We played as if it was their strongest side out there, and we come away with the win. A win's a win, and we beat France again. And it's just great preparation to have just before the World Cup. I
think even though they were missing those couple of players, there were points in that game where I think it was the scoreline would double. So regardless of who they're missing, the scoreline's double, and I think it was quite a big gap at one point. It's like even if they had those players there, that scoreline speaks for itself, doesn't it? And going back to France, that's got to be a knock for them, and it's like giving us a lot of confidence. But for them, it's got to be a bit like we've been beaten here. Do you know, regardless of who they had, the team they put out there should have still done it, and they didn't. So I think for us, it's a massive boost, mate. Huge. Who do you think is going to stand out in this World Cup, mate? Player-wise, from our lot?
Mate, I think we've got such huge talent in our squad now. It's hard to pick out one name. I think people should look out for the whole England squad, if I'm honest. Everyone's come on leaps and bounds, and the preparation and work that everyone's put in over the last couple of years to prepare for this World Cup, everyone's going to be shining and working hard for their spot. And every person that puts on an England jersey at this World Cup has done themselves proud. So I think it's difficult to pick out a name in such a talented squad.
Yeah, I think it's tough, innit? I feel like everyone brings something different to the team as well. Like we're a mixed bag, and everyone's a different tool for the job. But I'm going to have to say, because I know it'll just wind him up. Like Nathan Collins, for me, is like one of the best players in the world. He's got his first England call up at 16 when he played in his first World Cup there, and I feel like you'll see him do some spectacular stuff, mate. I feel like everyone's going to pull it out of the bag, but I think he always rises to those occasions, doesn't he? And because he hates people talking about him, I feel like I've got to mention it.
Yeah, no, definitely. He's definitely one of the star players, and I think he's got a lot of fans that watch him as well.
Yeah, he has, mate. Yeah, it's rugby league through and through, though, isn't he? Grew up loving the game, playing. Before he couldn't play anymore and he started playing wheelchair. So yeah, he's for me, he's one. And it'll wind him up that I've said it. So what do you think, mate? People turning in to watch it when it's on BBC, what do you think they're going to see? What do you think they're going to see from us on the pitch, from England?
Mate, I think they'll see a physical, aggressive, fast-paced rugby league game just in a wheelchair. And I think people absolutely will fall in love with it, whether they're a rugby league fan or not. And I know from being down the south, typically out of a rugby league sort of area, we have created so many fans in the south of England with having our games on Sky Sports and the BBC, and you know, all over social media, and the game's just growing and growing, and people absolutely love it. And I've even got my neighbours who have never watched wheelchair rugby league. They've about 3 or 4 houses along my road have bought tickets for the World Cup. You know, and it's just people are talking about me about it down. You know, when I'm walking around, and they're talking about they're talking about wheelchair rugby league to me, and they absolutely love it.
It's class, isn't it? That's something that years ago we wouldn't have had that. That's a new thing now. Like you get recognised, and it's strange. And you hear little stories of people getting recognised like wheelchair players, like especially at games. But yeah, I think it surprises a lot of people, doesn't it? I think when people think wheelchair, they think it's going to be a bit slower than it is. And then when they see the speed of it and they see how people can move those chairs so fast, like instinctively move them and then move a ball as well, you throw that into it, I feel like it surprises a lot of people. I feel like when people tune in to watch it, they're going to see just some incredible skills, mate, aren't there? Like it's hard, it's normal for us to say it because we do it, but I think they're going to see some incredible stuff like they've probably never seen before, with people moving balls around, putting some skills on the kind of lines people are hitting. It's going to be, yeah, I think it's going to blow a lot of people away.
Yeah, definitely.
What would it mean to you, mate? Like obviously winning the World Cup in England, own World Cup.
Absolutely everything. Obviously it's something we've been working towards for a couple of years now, and to do it in front of, you know, your own country will be absolutely massive, and it's something that you dream about as a wheelchair rugby league player. You know, you've been playing it a long time, and to lift the World Cup trophy is the ultimate peak of wheelchair rugby league, and yeah, I hope we do it, mate.
We should do. I like in 2017, like we missed out on it, and I was there, part of that team that missed out on it in 2017 in Perpignan, and that were a bit of like a bit of a hit to take, you know, not getting it. But I feel like winning it then would have been ace, it'd have been amazing. But I feel like the extra special thing of doing it at home, in front of all our friends and family, in front of hopefully a couple of thousand fans in Manchester, I think that's going to give it such a bigger meaning to do it at home. Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah, mate, it's going to be good.
Yeah, class.